What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my 2019 PS2 collection. If you haven't checked out my other collections for this year, go check those out. I have PS3, PS4, Xbox One. The list goes on. Switch. So yeah, check those out and subscribe if you like that kind of thing. But without further ado, I'll get into this. I just want to start by saying that I think the PS2 has, well, they're not only PS2 games. Like one of them's not an exclusive, but probably top four most underrated, not top four ever, but four of the most underrated games of all time, in my opinion, just like based on what I've played, are on this system. So I'll call those out when I get to them, so you guys can like look into them if you want. The first game here is going to be Turok Evolution. I really liked the Turok series on N64 back in the day. I'm pretty sure I beat at least one of them. I played all three a lot, and then I played Rage Wars a ton. Rage Wars was basically my like multiplayer first-person shooter before all the Call of Duties and stuff. I'd have a bunch of friends over. We'd do couch co-op Rage Wars and just play on all the maps and have fun. So of course I had to jump on Turok Evolution when it first came out. I really enjoyed this, except I got stuck on this one part. I'd like to go back and try again, but I don't know if you can see it. You ride a pterodactyl at one point, and it's like you're flying on it and shooting and stuff, and I got really stuck on that back in the day, so yeah, I'll have to go back to that. Next game here, Trivial Pursuit. I love board games, so it's fun to pull this out every once in a while and kick some butt. I've beaten my fiance on it a few times, and she gets pretty mad. Transformers. I have not played this yet, but I really want to because I love the Transformers. I bought this. I had a friend who was selling some of his collections, so I just picked out a bunch of games to buy off of him, and this was one of them, so added that to the collection. I keep forgetting to do this on every single... Okay, if you guys want to see the inside, there's the inside. I'll start doing it from now on, I promise. If I don't, remind me. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3... I used to love this game, but not for the reason most people love this game. I'm pretty sure I probably went through like the campaign and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's a campaign. But the real fun in this game was playing tag with your friend. Like you just skate around and like run into him or her, whoever you're playing with, and knock them off their board, and then they're it, and then you run from them. So that was really fun, actually. So yeah, it was a lot of fun playing this back in the day. I just hit my funny bone so bad. Oh my gosh. Splinter Cell Double Agent. Who doesn't like Splinter Cell? If you don't know what Splinter Cell is, it's I'm gonna get so much hate for this. It's basically a better stealth game than Metal Gear Solid. You sneak around in the dark with your night vision goggles and like shoot lights out and like kill people and hide their bodies and stuff. Splinter Cell is an amazing, amazing series. You guys need to check that out. And with Double Agent, I think you have bad guy and good guy missions because you're like going undercover for the other side. It's pretty fun. Ghost Recon 2. I feel like opening these cases is way too loud though. That's one of the problems. Ghost Recon 2. I played a bit of this back in the day. I remember, like, it's weird. I get these weird little flashbacks and memories that I didn't remember before I started talking about it, but I remember being at Walmart and seeing this in the glass case, and I was just like kind of feeling a military game or like a shooter. So I grabbed this, and I had some fun with it. I didn't beat it or anything. I'd totally go back to it, though. It was a good one. Another Tom Clancy game. We have Psychonauts. I have a full Let's Play of this on my channel, but it's the PS4 version. I platinumed it. Amazing, amazing game. This game's also underrated. This isn't one of the ones I was talking about being underrated, but this is a pretty underrated game. It's like a cult classic now. It's a 3D platformer. You have powers and stuff. Not super open world to explore, but open enough. You know, you go from area to area, and I keep banging into my mic. I'm sorry. But yeah, super fun game. I beat the PS4 version. It's a download, and I wanted it physical, so I went ahead and grabbed this one. And Psychonauts 2 is coming out. Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. I grabbed this because it was a Game of the Month game, because we have a Facebook group called Game Clubs where we vote on a game to play together every month, and then we discuss it and stuff. March's game is Tomb Raider, the reboot, and then next month is Black, which I'll be doing a Let's Play of Black, and I have a current Let's Play of Tomb Raider if you want to see that. But this was one of them, and I was watching my friend stream it, and he was getting so frustrated, and he was not liking it, and it didn't look fun. So I decided just to go ahead and skip it, even though I bought it because it was cheap. But I was really hoping that this would be like. It doesn't come with the card, does it? Cheap. Anyways, I was really hoping this would be like Two Towers. Like, do you guys remember those Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, and the Return of the King games? Those were so freaking good. But this is not really like that. I might go back to it eventually. Stuntman. This is a pretty cool game. Basically, you're a stuntman, as the title says, and you have to get a certain amount of points and stuff. Like, they'll be like, hey, jump through these rings and hit this and blow up, whatever. So, yeah, you do all the stunts, and there's lots of crashing and explosions and stuff, so very fun game. We have Yakuza. This game shot up in price a while back until they re-released it on PS2 again. I happened to grab it before that happened, so it was cheap. And right when I was about to dive into this game, Kiwami was announced, which is the remake of this game. So I waited for that, got it, beat it, love it so much. So I'm glad I have the original on PS2, though. I'd love to get two. Yakuza is basically like if you've played Shenmue, it's kind of like that. You're in Japan, open world, you're running through the streets, doing side quests, and, just stuff like that, beating up goons. Really fun game. X-Men Legends. This is a beat 'em up that's kind of like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It's basically X-Men version of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I'll just say that. Very fun game though. We have Xenosaga Episode 1. I have not played this. It's an RPG. These were super cheap back when I grabbed this, and now I think they're hard to get if I saw a video, or if I understood it, what someone said in a video correctly. There's 3 of these. I have the first and the second one. But I kept thinking, like, oh, I'll get episode 3 eventually. Like, they're cheap. I got these for like maybe $10 each. But now I guess they're hard to find, so I gotta be on the lookout for episode 3 now. Let me know if you like those games, 'cause I've never tried them. We have Gran Turismo 3 Ultimate Codes. I remember getting it's really weird, like the memories that flash back to you. I remember being in the mall. I was really into Gran Turismo back then, and 3 had just come out. And I was in GameStop, saw this, grabbed it, and then we went to Payless Shoes or something, and I was just like reading the back of it and couldn't wait to get home so I can go home and use this to get a bunch of money in my Gran Turismo 3 game. But yeah, Ultimate Codes. See, this would be like nothing to someone else, but it's like just a memory to me. Here is one of the 4 super underrated games. We have 13. This is a first-person shooter, but it has comic book graphics. You can look up a video if you want to see more than just the back of this box. But comic book style graphics. They do a lot of, like, if you see right here where it says bang, like whenever you shoot or something, it'll be like bang, boom, kind of like comic books. And but it has a really good campaign that I think I either beat it or got to the end of it. I need to play it again. And also, it has a multiplayer mode that you can get bots. And so my friend and I used to get, because there was a really scary level. It was a haunted prison. Like, you can hear ghosts like making noises, and like you'll see them every once in a while. But we put a bunch of really hard bots on that level, and just like were hiding from them and would kill them every once in a while. I don't know why. It was really fun back in the day. But a lot of good memories with this game. Check out 13 if you haven't played it. Also, it's where I got one of my things I do when I play Call of Duty. So, like, if you use the noob tube, I'll always call it a flump. And that's because in this game, whenever you used a grenade launcher, it'd be like flump, and it'd actually say it on the screen. So yeah, I started calling the grenade launcher flump. We have Thing. This is a survival horror game based on a movie. It's pretty fun, but it was kind of hard. I don't remember a ton of it. I just remember this game being really hard, but I would like to go back to it and try it again. But it's a survival horror game. It's pretty cool. Tekken 4. Who doesn't like Tekken? My man Jin, my favorite character's on the front. It's more Tekken. Fighting series, by the way, if you guys don't know. Tekken Tag Tournament. Same, except you can like tag people in. Summoner. I don't know anything about this game. I found it at a thrift store a few months ago, maybe last year. It looks pretty cool though. But I literally know nothing about this game. It's by THQ. So if you know anything about Summoner, let me know. That was cool to find that out in the wild though. NBA Street. Won't go too far into that. You guys know what NBA Street is. It's like NBA Jam, but it's street ball. One of my first ever PS2 games, Spider-Man. I hear all the time that Spider-Man 2 on PS2 is like the best Spider-Man game before this last one came out. But I actually really enjoyed this one. There was a code you could put in to play as the Green Goblin, and I just had a lot of fun with this. A lot of good memories when I first got my PS2 back in the day. And it's in a Blockbuster case, I believe. Yeah, Blockbuster. Can you see it? Yeah. I'm happy to have the Blockbuster case. We have Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. I don't know a ton about this. I think it might be like a Zelda-y type game, but one of my buddies here on YouTube, I think his name's still Beautiful Chris on YouTube. Go check him out. We were gonna play through this together, and then it just never happened. But it looks pretty fun though, and it looks pretty interesting and unique. So also by THQ. So Sphinx the Mummy. Then I have the 3. Sorry, this mic's getting in my way. 3 Sly games, all sealed, and that is because I have the collection on PS3, and I platinum number 1. I liked it so much that I just wanted the actual games in my collection, so I went and got them sealed super cheap. Sorry, I keep getting my watch is buzzing. I went and got them super cheap just to add to the collection, because I never had these when the PS2 was good, or like relevant. Sims 2, I had so much fun with this game back in the day. Lots of good memories with this one too. My friend and I used to play 2-player with this, and I want to say, I might be wrong, but I want to say this is the last Sims game where you could actually use your thumbstick to walk around rather than just like point and click and tell them where to go. And that was a game changer for me. That's what made me really like this game. Then they took it away in 3, and I just never went back to The Sims. But anyways, I think I played a lot of Sims Bustin' Out too. I get these two mixed up because I just know I played The Sims a ton, and I can't remember which was which. But I do remember getting this from Walmart and it being like destroyed like this, and I'm like, what the hell happened to that game? Anyways, Silent Hill 2. Probably, definitely in my top 3 horror games of all time. Very, very fun game. The atmosphere in this game is just, it's just so creepy. I also love how in the PS2 games you can adjust the difficulty for the puzzles and the combat separately. So I really love the puzzles, so I'll crank that all the way up. But the combat's just clunky and unfair, so I just bumped that all the way down. So I'm creeped out, but I don't have to worry about dying just because the controls suck or, stuff like that. But I can still do all the puzzles and put my brain to work. So Silent Hill 2, amazing game. Silent Hill 3, also amazing game. I would also put this really high up in my top horror games of all time. This one comes with the soundtrack as well. Pretty sure that's the soundtrack. But don't go listen to the soundtrack when you're alone. It's kind of creepy too. Great game. I want to say the movie, I'm pretty sure the movie might be based on this game because I thought the girl looked kind of like this girl if I remember correctly. But yeah, same thing with 2. Those 2 games are just gems. You need to play 2 and 3. 4, I I do remember, but my buddy Junior got this for me or he gave it to me for Christmas or birthday, I can't remember. But anyways, Silent Hill 4 changed things up a little bit. Very fun game still. I never finished it because my save corrupted, and I was just so pissed off I never went back to it. But this game has an aspect of it where you're in your apartment in first-person view. You can walk around your apartment in the first person, and your apartment like dynamically changes based on like whenever you first start. This is just an example. I don't remember exactly how it worked, but like you'll be walking around your apartment and you see like a black hole in your closet, and you go through it, and then all of a sudden you go back to your third person and do like regular Silent Hill. But then you'll go back to your apartment again later, and then like something else in your apartment's changed, and then you use that to kind of like progress through the game. Like your apartment keeps dynamically changing based on what you're doing outside of your apartment. That's why it's called The Room, because you're locked in your apartment and you're trying to get out of it. Very fun game though. I still really like this game. I need to go back to it. Just made me so mad when my save corrupted. Shadow of the Colossus. I have not played this yet. I want to get that new remake, but haven't played this one yet. Here is the second super underrated game, Shadow of Destiny. Shadow of Destiny is a very interesting game. It has alchemy in it. It has I don't know if you know what a homunculus is, but it's like basically a being or a person you make from alchemy, and like you just have to. It's really hard to explain. But you solve a bunch of puzzles, and you have to go back in time to prevent your own murder from happening. Like, you'll get murdered, you have to go back in time and, like, stop it from happening, basically. Very, very cool game. That's the homunculus right there, though. Kind of creepy at times, but super unique, and I just can't recommend this game enough. Rogue Galaxy. I have not played this game yet, but it is an RPG. I grabbed this on PS4, so I will be playing this eventually. But yeah, Rogue Galaxy. Resident Evil Code Veronica X. One of the best in the Resident Evil series, in my opinion. This was supposed to be Resident Evil 3, but as far as I know, how the story goes is they were rushing Capcom to release a numbered sequel, and this was supposed to be the numbered sequel, but it wasn't ready yet. So they went ahead and slapped 3 on Nemesis and shipped it out. And so Nemesis was supposed to be the spinoff, and this was supposed to be 3, but nah, they're the reverse roles, basically. This is a very fun game, though. You play through half the game as Claire, and the other half as it's Chris, right? Yeah. And I've only played the Claire half because I got all the way to the boss on the Claire half and had no ammo at all somehow. Like, I figured it would like load me up for a boss, but it didn't. And so I had to redo the whole first half of the game, and by the time I did that and beat that boss and got to the Chris half, I was just burnt out. So I think I'm going to get this game again on PS4, because I'm pretty sure there's a PS4 version, and play through it again, but very fun game. Resident Evil 4, one of the not only best horror games of all time, one of the best games of all time. They went the action route with this one, and everyone loved it, so it hasn't went back yet. But Resident Evil 4, very good game. And I believe when the PS2 version came out, it finally came with Ada Wong's story, which wasn't on the GameCube version, I think. Resident Evil Dead Aim. I have not played this yet. I know nothing about this game. If you know anything about Dead Aim, let me know. Is it fun? Is it a light gun game? I don't know. Resident Evil Outbreak. This is a spin-off of the Resident Evil series. The problem with this, I remember getting angry at this game because it has online multiplayer, like 4-player multiplayer, and there's 4 different characters you can use, but there's no couch co-op. So for the people saying like, oh, they're taking couch co-op away, they have already started doing that a long time ago. But anyways, I was angry about that. Fun Resident Evil game, not as good as the other ones though. We have Haunting Ground, which is known as, one of the super hard to find games nowadays. I really want Rule of Rose, but I used to play this back in the day with my buddy. I think he still has it, actually, and he doesn't even know it's that expensive. I need to tell him that. But I used to play this with him back in the day. It was really fun. It's a survival horror game, And yeah, so I didn't know it had shot up that high in price. And then I had a friend message me on Facebook and be like, "Hey, I have an extra copy of Haunting Ground. Do you want it for this much?" And it was like a lot higher than I thought. Like, I want to say it was like $70, $80, something like that. And I was like, why the hell would I want a $70 or $80 PS2 game? Like, why are you selling it for that much? I go on eBay and it's like way higher than that. It's went up since then. And so I was like, yeah, I'll take it. so I jumped on it. I got it for cheaper than it goes for. But yeah, very fun game though. This is a good game. This isn't just like one of those really shitty games that are just rare. Like, that's a fun game. Here's another one of the super underrated games, Radiata Stories. This is an action RPG by Square Enix, and you choose, there's a big war happening, you choose the humans or non-humans, and then you get a different ending and different story elements based on which side you choose. Amazing game though. The music in this game is amazing, the characters are amazing. I've only done the human side, but or the non-human side, and I want to go back and do the human side, but I just feel so bad because I don't agree with the humans in this game at all, and I don't want to play with them, but I need to just so I can see that ending. But you can recruit convince over 175 brave souls to risk life and limb for your cause. You can recruit new party members, a whole bunch of them. Very fun game. By the way, I got this from a pawn shop for $5, and then when I looked, like, he took it out of the case, gave it to me. I flipped the disc over, super ass scratched up. And I was like, this is super scratched. And he charged me an extra $3 to surface it. Can you believe, like, resurface it before you put it on the shelf, you dummy? Anyways. Persona 4. I don't think this needs that much talk to it. I'm going to play through Persona 4 Golden, so this is just for the collection for now. I did buy it with the intent on playing it a long time ago, though. It's an RPG by Atlas. These are the last Need for Speed games that I truly find good. Need for Speed Underground. I had so much fun with this game, so much customization. I don't know. This was around when I was really into Fast and the Furious too. Like, I used to love those movies. So hitting that NOS button on this game was just whew. And then Underground 2 came out. Also loved that one. Lots of good memories with that game. And then finally Carbon. Need for Speed Carbon. So yeah. All great games. I love them. So I beat Half-Life 2 on the Orange Box a few years ago. Had a lot of fun with it. I mean, describing that game is like kind of hard because it's really kind of bare bones, but it opened a door for first-person shooters, you know. But it's really hard to describe like the feeling you get when you play it because it's got this really like lonely feeling to it. And I've Googled it to see if anyone else feels this way, and there's a whole thread about people talking about how it's lonely, but it's like it's really hard to explain. So you're alone. Some item management, you know, it's kind of creepy at times. You see the guy in the suit pop up randomly. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. But Half-Life 1, I got this on eBay. Didn't realize it was a PAL PS1 game, and so I couldn't even play it. So it's been sitting on my shelf ever since. So I have this on Steam now though, so I'm gonna play it there. But yeah, Guitar Hero Metallica. It's Guitar Hero with Metallica. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, one of the game changers on this. Well, I guess Grand Theft Auto 3 is the game changer, but it's a good one. God of War. There's no manual in here, so I'm not going to open it. We have Metal Gear Solid 2. I think the Metal Gear Solid series is a little overrated, but I have beaten 1 through 3, and I enjoyed them. I just don't think they're as good as the praise they get. But I might have changed my mind if I played them back in the day. However, I do remember when this game first came out, early on the PS2. I'm pretty sure it was early on the PS2. But anyways, I went to my friend's house and he had it, and I was blown away at the fact that you could like shoot cups off of tables and stuff. Like, I remember being so blown away by that. So this game definitely like turned some heads back in the day, and it turned my head back in the day. It's something you wouldn't appreciate if you just started playing it today. Another one of my very first PS2 games. I don't know what happened to the front of it here, but Men in Black 2 Alien Escape. also in a Blockbuster case. My mom went to Blockbuster and bought me a bunch of PS2 games when she first got me the PS2. And so, yeah, lots of good memories with this game, too. I'd like to go back and play this again sometime. It might not hold up. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it back in the day, though. It's kind of like a third-person shooter. Marvel Nemesis, Rise of the Imperfects. This is another kind of Ultimate Alliance type game, except the enemies are the Imperfects, and there's two of them there with the green stuff. They're just like enemies that are just in this game. I don't think they've been anywhere else. They might not. So it's basically Marvel characters versus these mutant things. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Amazing, amazing game. I had so much fun with this game back in the day. I really wish they'd put this one and Return to the King like remastered with online capabilities. That would sell. Do it, guys, because this is good. Kingdom Hearts 1. Amazing game. Everyone knows about Kingdom Hearts. Let's go. Rechain of Memories, which I just finally beat on the PS3 a couple weeks ago. I really like this game. I think it's underrated. And Kingdom Hearts 2, also an amazing game. I didn't open... I keep not opening them. I love that artwork, by the way. Killzone. I haven't played this yet, but I know it's a first-person shooter. I bought this game back in the day to play it, but then found out there was a trilogy on PS3, so I'm going to play that version instead. So, Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. One of my favorite platformers of all time. Very fun game. Better than 2. Sorry, guys. This poor soul, though. Look at him. Look at so no manual, and then... Oh my gosh, I don't even know if you guys can see. Oh gosh, it's so bad. I used to live with my friend, and this was his cousin's game, and it just got left at their old house, and I just had to save the poor thing. He didn't take care of his stuff, and this probably doesn't even work anymore. But I just had to save it, make it safe in the collection. But since I love Jak so much, I grabbed the trilogy sealed on PS2. So just like Sly, I just wanted the originals in my collection. I also plan on doing that with Ratchet and Clank at some point. But yeah, so these games are super cheap, or they were whenever I went after them. Eco, which is by the same people as Shadow of the Colossus. This game used to be super expensive before the collection came out on PS3, and I saw this game on a shelf, and it kind of looked Zelda-y, as you can see, like he's holding like a stick and stuff. So I wanted it, but I never got it, and then it shot up in price, and I was like, dang it, why didn't I get that back in the day? But I ended up beating this on PS3. Great game. Like, the atmosphere in this game is great. There's like just a beautiful story being told without any words even being said. If you're like one of those gamers that's just into Fortnite and like Call of Duty and NBA or 2K, like, you're not gonna like this game. But all you other gamers, you'll probably like this. So give it a try. This was my mom's game. She passed away in 2010. So yeah, it's just in the collection. I have not played it. Final Fantasy XII, the Steelbook edition. I have not played this, but it's on PS4 now, so I'm gonna get that version. X2. Have not played this either, but sorry, I think move the clicking away from the mic so I don't blow eardrums out. But the sequel to Final Fantasy X, or 10, whatever you want to call it, gets a lot of hate because it's a full girl cast, but I think I'll like it. Final Fantasy X, one of the best RPGs of all time, in my opinion. I remember buying this from a kid in high school for like $10 and taking it home and just being in love. Like, I played that first part of this game so many times where you got to get the flint and then you get to the water and you see the big fish swim under. Just amazing game. Like, I'm stuck on the last boss, but I don't really want to go back and try to beat that last boss because I want to replay this again on PS4 just to experience it all over again because I love this game. Fatal Frame. I have a partial Let's Play of this on my channel. It got kind of hard. I was playing it around Halloween, and then I just put it down. I might go back to it. But, survival horror game. In order to hurt the ghosts, you have to take a picture of them. And it's based on a true story, which I looked into it, but I don't remember exactly the story. This says Scariest Game Ever by Electronic Gaming Monthly Magazine. It's not the scariest game ever, but it is pretty creepy. Family Feud. Is this... So, I love Family Feud, guys. Like, I love the show so much. But this game is annoying because you have to type out the answers with, like, your D-pad or your analog stick, and you're timed. So, you don't have time to, like, input all these answers, you know. So, if it could use a keyboard, it'd be a lot better. But Family Feud. Eve of Extinction. I have never played this. My mom brought it home to me from a garage sale. Whoa, it says a little Blockbuster sticker on there. So, it's got a lot of games from Blockbuster. I haven't played this yet. If you know anything about it, let me know. We have Devil May Cry. Click away from the mic. I liked this game a lot. If you don't know the story about this game, this was supposed to be Resident Evil 4, which you can definitely see it when you play it by the static backgrounds and stuff. Like, if you've played these games, you know what I mean by the backgrounds. But yeah, it ended up being its own thing, and they rolled with it, and then good thing they did, because this was a really good game. Devil May Cry 2. People did not like this game. Is it 2 discs? What's the second disc? Disc 1, disc... Really? I didn't know this game was that long. Huh. What do you know? Okay. Anyways, I have not played Devil May Cry 2, but I hear a lot of crap about it, but I am going to play it. I don't trust everything I hear. The Da Vinci Code. This game is like... it's a bunch of puzzles, basically. Pretty fun game though. This girl I was like kind of liking and talking to back in the day borrowed this from me and kept it for a real long time. Then years later, I contacted her. I'm like, hey, give me my game back. Anyways, the Da Vinci Code. Dark Cloud. I'll do Dark Cloud 1. Dark Cloud 1. I got really far into this game and then I got stuck. So I remember I'm a huge Zelda fan, as you can tell by my picture and my banner and stuff. And so this game exchange store that I used to go to all the time, I got Zelda from there, and then like a little while after I saw this game sitting on the shelf, and I kept looking at it every once in a while, and then he looks kind of like Link, and so just like Ico, I was like, I'm gonna get that and try it out. And I mean, even this picture looks kind of like the beginning of Ocarina of Time. So, do you guys remember the days when you would just, like, buy a game based on the cover art instead of looking at Metacritic and stuff? But anyways, so I grabbed this game and went home, and I was very surprised that it's really its own genre of game, because you'll do dungeon crawling. I don't know if they're randomly generated or not, but you'll do a bunch of dungeon crawling. You'll get all these items, and then you go back to your village and rebuild your village however you want. Like, oh, I'll put the town square over here. Oh, I'll put this over here. And but it also has RPG elements, so it's a really cool game. And I got stuck because I had to play as my cat. At one point, my cat like turned into a person, and I had to go dungeon crawl with the cat, but the cat's really weak, so I just kept losing. So I need to go back to it. It's on PS4 now if you guys want to check it out. Then we have Dark Cloud 2, which I shouldn't have brought up both copies because Aerodonis is going to try to get one of them from me. But anyways, I originally got this just because it's the sequel, you know. I keep hitting my mic. And then when GameStop was phasing out their PS2 games, I saw the one with a manual in it, actually, in the clearance bin. So I grabbed it for like $5. So now I have 2 copies of Dark Cloud 2. But yeah, this is supposed to be like the Zelda of the PS2. So I haven't gotten really deep into it, but I really want to. I have it on PS4, so look forward to a Let's Play of Dark Cloud 1 and 2 eventually. Clock Tower 3. It is a survival horror game. I have not tried this, but I've seen gameplay of number 1, and it looks pretty creepy. Champions of Norath. Very fun game. It's like a Diablo style kind of game. 1 to 4 players. A lot of looting and grinding and stuff like that. So very fun game. Burnout 3 Takedown. I had a lot of fun with this game back in the day. So I don't have a lot of specific memories for this game, but I do remember you have this really long straightaway, right? And it has a ramp at the end, and then there's all this traffic going by, just a whole bunch of cars, and you just launch yourself into that traffic and just watch the chaos unfold. That's what's great about Burnout, is you just so much chaos. And then we have Bully. I have not played this yet, but I hear it's really good, and I want to try it. And last but not least, The Bouncer. I haven't played this one yet either, but I hear really good things about it, and even on our last podcast episode, my co-host Aerodontus also has a YouTube channel, by the way, go check him out. He was talking about this game, and my other friend really likes this game, so I really want to try it. Back when Squaresoft was still Squaresoft. But yeah, that is my PS2 collection. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know about the games that I don't know about, or any games I should get. And I will see you guys later. Bye!